welcome back to a new episode of Cooking with Jay Simkevitz. If you're new or reoccurring and haven't subscribed, please subscribe below. If you have subscribed, then thank you so much for doing that. On today's episode, I'm going to make sugar cookies made out of flowers. Okay, because it is springtime, and I believe that for sugar cookies, it should be representing what's going on now. And so, since it's springtime, I'm making sugar cookie flowers with icing on top that people will love. It is the best icing ever. So let me show you exactly what you need to create these sugar cookies at this moment. So what you're going to need is a cup of butter, 1 full cup of butter softened. You're going to need 1 cup of sugar, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 3/4 cups of flour, and a large mixing bowl to mix it all in. So there was a little mishap with the camera where it fell and I lost the data of showing you how to mix the wet ingredients together. So I'm just going to show you the end result of these wet ingredients, and this is how it comes out. You're mixing your sugar, your butter, your egg, and your vanilla extract, and it's going to come out looking like this. Now it's time to add the dry ingredients, your flour and your baking powder. So let's add that in first, the baking powder, and we're going to mix it in slowly. And as I mix it in, I'm going to add the flour in slowly. It's hard because to mix it in slowly together. So you just pour it in time after time to make a doughy substance. See, turning out into a doughy substance, just like what you want it. Now here's the fun part. You're going to take some flour and you're going to sprinkle it onto the table so that your mixture of your dough isn't going to stick. And now you're going to take your dough, going to move it around a little bit. Then you place it on the table, like so. Now, you can use anything to roll this out if you do not have a roller. So I'm going to use this bottle because I don't have a roller at the moment. And this is going to work great. Sometimes you want to flour your bottle a little bit, just to make sure that it doesn't stick to everything. But you're going to roll this out to your desired thickness of how thick you want it to be. Okay, so now you're going to take your cookie cutters, whichever one you want to use. I'm going to start with this flour one, and I'm going to cut out 3 of them because I got 4 of them, and 4 shapes times 3 each is 12. And you want to get them as close as possible together so that you can use as much dough as possible. And sometimes they come out and sometimes they stay in. If they come out, you just kind of poke them out lightly and they come out. And then you take your dough and you cut out the shapes. Well, you go around them with your dough and you put them all together. And there is your sugar cookie. So far, we are not nearly done. Not done yet, but we are getting closer to it. So now you put your dough back together. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We got 12 cookies. That's great. We can still make more, but we're going to put these into the oven. So you're going to need your pan, your baking pan, and you're going to need parchment paper. So let me show you what you need exactly for this. So what you're going to need is your parchment paper, your pan, and your cookies on there, of course. I've placed them already on there just to show you that you can fit all 12 of them on there, even though these two don't look like they're fully on there, but they are. They're actually, oops, on there. Okay, now you're going to stick them in the oven. So, you're going to cook them at 400 for 7 to 10 minutes until they're nicely golden brown on top. Now what you're going to do is you're going to make sure to see if they are done. They are golden brown on top. So let's pull them out and let's see. See, they're still a little gooey on top. You don't want that. So we're going to cook them for another 3 minutes. Now we are going to take them out. As you can see, they are getting a little darker on the corners. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing is going to ever be perfect, but you're going to take it out and let it sit for 10 minutes until it's nice and cool. And you can transfer these onto a plate if you don't have a rack that can really cool them off properly. So now we're going to transfer them from here, from our pan to our big giant plate here. Ooh, a little burn on the bottom. That's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But they are hot, so be very careful when transferring them over, because you don't want to burn yourself. That's the worst thing you could do, is burn yourself. Okay, if you don't have a big enough plate, well, you can always get an extra plate to put them on. And there you go. Now, you're going to let them sit there for 10 minutes, and while we're waiting for them to cool off, we're going to make the icing. So, right now I'm going to show you what you need to make the royal icing that is going to go on top of your sugar cookies, because it gets hard over time. Like in 10 minutes after you put it on, it gets nice and hard. Well, not rock hard, but hard enough that it stays on, and that's what you really want. You want it to stay on and a nice hard consistency. You're going to need a cup of icing sugar or icing powder, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of milk. The first thing you're going to do is add your icing sugar, all in there, your vanilla extract, and your milk. Most important thing. And now you're going to mix it all up so it's nice and smooth. Make it nice and smooth. There you go. You got your royal icing, but let's test it just to make sure. That is great. Can't go wrong with that. No siree, you cannot. And that's how it's supposed to be. See? Smooth. So that it can move. That's what you want it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to transfer your royal icing into containers, because we're going to use 4 different colors. We're going to use purple, green, yellow, and pink. So you just transfer it in as evenly as you can. There we go. We got our 4 bowls of icing, and now we need to change them into colors as we're going to do. So now we're going to make purple as our color. So you're going to add, I've never done this before, so I'm following a little bit of a direction on the back to make purple. 3 blue, and 5, guess red. Well, you know what? Let's try not red. Yeah, you know what? We'll go with red. So, we'll see what happens. Well, it came out more like purple. And you're going to take your toothpick and you're going to mix it all together. Okay, see, it's purple. It's not as light of a purple as I want, but you know what? It will do perfectly. And now we're going to make a green. So, we're going to use the yellow and blue. So 10 drops of yellow. 10 and 1 blue. Boom. Nice green. So there we go on that one. Now we want blue. Well, you use blue, but it depends how much blue. You want it light or dark. So I want it light, so I'm going to do 2 of those to see what happens when it comes to it. There we go, we got blue. And now the last one, we want yellow, because we need yellow. So, we're going to add in 2 of these and see what happens. There we go. There's our yellow. Looks a little bit more green, but it's okay. It will do for what we need. Okay, now we're going to decorate these 4 just to show you how they're going to be when I create them. Now I'm using this little itty bitty spoon, and it says pinch on it, if you can see that. Pinch on it, because it is so small that it's smaller than one of these or the little other measuring little spoons. So I'm going to be using this because it will be perfect for how you're going to decorate your flowers. So the first thing you're going to do with this one, because this is the one I want to do the most. Okay, you're going to take purple and you're going to put it on there. All on there. Okay, sometimes it might fall off the sides and get on the table. That's okay. You just take a paper towel and you wipe it up. Now we're going to let this stay on the side for the time being so that it can get nice and hard. That's the first flower. Actually, I said I was going to use green. I'm going to use yellow instead, because I like yellow for this tulip. Okay, there's the tulip so far. But now we need to make the little stem. And it's okay if it falls off the side, as I told you. It is totally okay and fine. So here we go. Just need a little itty bitty, a little bit to go for the stem. Just like that. There we go. We got our little tulip. see if you can see it. See? Yellow and green. Now we got our last two that need to be done. So the color we're going to do for them is blue and green. Both of them, blue and green. Okay, plain and simple. So now if you find this difficult to use one of these, you can use a toothpick to get it on, to like move it on to the edges, because it really works. It's really thin, it's really small, and it gets it right in every nook and cranny on this. Now we put our green cookie to the side, and now we do blue here. Now this cookie is going to be blue, as I said it was going to be before. Okay, there's our green and blue flowers. But wait, we're not done yet with those. They seem like they are done, but you gotta add the little flower part inside the middle of it to make it a flower. So we're gonna put yellow in all three middles. So you just take a little bit. That one's going right to the side. Oops. Oh well. It's okay. That's it. You got your flower cookies and your little tulip. Now, I truly hope you have enjoyed watching me make sugar cookies that you can do for springtime, because it is springtime now. It is totally in the time of springtime. So if you did, please hit that thumbs up. I'm looking for 50 thumbs up. I know we can do it. I know we can get there. Hit that thumbs up button. Also, share this with your friends, family, and all your social medias. Please do that. It's very important that you do that. Also, comment below if there's something you want me to make in the dessert section. Let me know. I will do it for you. I will totally do it for you. Even if you want a Kool-Aid cake that is 2 different Kool-Aid flavors, I'll do that too. Also, remember, you guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. You're one of a kind. You're beautiful. And thank you so much for being part of Cooking with Jay Simkowitz and Jay Squad. And remember, keep cooking. No, that's totally wrong. Remember, the most important thing is keep calm and cook on.